He was late. The medicine was warm. The pirates were close. Eli Brooks kept both hands on the wheel and watched the red numbers on the dash. The timer said 3 hours to dawn at Hope Junction. If he missed the window, the serum would fail. If the serum failed, children would not wake up again. That was it. No poetry, no speeches. Just a deadline and a road. He was the last American truck driver on a star road. The signs were not green anymore. They were pale lines and small numbers on a black map. But a road is a road. He could still follow a line. In the passenger seat, a small alien girl sat with her knees pulled to her chest. Her name was Sierra. Her eyes were silver and kind. She wore a long scarf like a blanket. She did not talk much. When she did, she spoke soft and clear. "I can hear them," she whispered. Eli did not look over. He kept his eyes on the lane. "Pirates?" "Yes," Sierra said. "They sing to each other with radar. It is like drums, far away, hungry drums." He nodded once. She could hear machines. She could hear towers and ships and guns. He did not know how. He did not ask. He had learned that questions can wait, but roads cannot. Something heavy moved on the roof of the trailer. Metal creaked. A deep voice rolled through the cab, warm and old like a furnace. "Sky ahead is clear for 10 miles, the voice said. "I smell heat behind us." "Thanks, Vardis," Eli said. Vardis was a dragon. He was not the bright, clean kind from a storybook. He was the big, tired kind from a long life. His scales were thick and scratched. His wings had patches of darker metal where welders had fixed torn bone. He had slept under a mountain once and woke to a world that was loud and fast and often unkind. When he fell, people helped him. When he healed, he made an oath. "I fly with you," Vardis had told Eli. "You fix my wing. I fix your skies." Eli believed in oaths. He believed in miles and in work done right. He believed in hot coffee and quiet music when the sun came up on a highway. He believed in one rule: every haul arrives. He checked the cargo readout. Cold cases stacked in the trailer hummed soft. The gauge flickered. The number slid 1 degree higher than he liked. He tapped the screen with a knuckle. "Easy," he told the trailer. "Stay cold." The escorts had been strong at the start. 4 gunboats with human flags and nervous pilots. They spoke in cheerful voices and called Eli Sir, though he was just a driver. They said the lane was safe. One by one, their lights went out. No screams, no smoke. One blink, then dark. The pirates liked to start with silence. Sierra pressed her hands to the dash. Her breath fogged the glass. 3 ships ahead, she said. 2 small, 1 big. The big one is laughing. "It is a shape of noise," she said. "It feels like teeth." Eli did not change his face. He did not curse. He took a short breath and let it out slow. "Okay," he said. "We do this the old way." He opened the map. The main lane curved wide and safe. The safe way was now the loud way. The pirates would wait there with nets and clamps and sharp voices. Eli zoomed in. Thin gray lines appeared beyond the main lane. Service paths. Maintenance runs. Narrow, ugly, forgotten, there. Mile marker. 0. A straight, mean line between 2 junk fields. He smiled with half his mouth. "I see you," Vardis rumbled from the roof. "The thin road," he said, as if tasting the words. "You always liked the thin road." "It likes me back," Eli said. He flipped a switch. The semi growled. The fusion stack behind the cab woke all the way and pushed hard. The tires bit starlight. Sierra turned her head. Her eyes shone. "Driver Eli, yeah? If I have a rhythm, I can make their sensors see a wrong road." He tilted the rearview mirror and met her eyes. "A rhythm?" "Yes, like your music. It is easier with a beat." He reached under the seat and pulled out a small square player. Old songs lived in it. He liked the ones with a soft snare, a clean bass, and a voice that knew work. He pressed play. The cab filled with a slow, steady drum, the kind that sounds like boots on wood. Sierra closed her eyes. Wires under the dash hummed like a hive. The ship's panels flickered in time with the drum. She whispered numbers. She breathed on the screen and drew a straight line with her finger. Somewhere in the dark, a fake road began to glow in pirate eyes. Vardis shifted. Sparks slid past the windshield. "I see shadows," he warned. "The big one is hiding his face." Eli kept the wheel steady. Let him hide. We're busy. The thin road arrived. It was barely wide enough for the rig. The lane markers were old and broken. Gaps showed the cold underspace below. He felt the trailer sway and corrected by an inch. 1 inch is allotted speed. Sierra opened her eyes. The small ships chase the ghost, she said. They turn left when the road turns right. Good, Eli said. Then the stars changed. A black wall slid across the lane. Lights crawled over it like fire ants. A skull smiled in white paint big enough to cover a town. The flagship decloaked. A voice came into the cab. It was smooth, rich, and bored. "Truck driver," the pirate captain said. "Shut down your engine. Surrender the cargo. Exit the vehicle. The little alien and the lizard live if you kneel." Vardas's lips peeled back. Heat gusted down the windshield. "I am no lizard." Eli turned down the music 1 notch. He pressed the talk key. "Boys," he said, calm as a diner order, "I don't kneel. I drive." The tractor beam hit the trailer like a fist. The whole rig shook. Bolts cried out. The timer on the dash flicked forward a minute, then 2, as the cooling system fought for control. Sierra gripped the armrest. "They are pulling us," she said. Her voice trembled once and then went flat. "I can make a new ghost, but I need a stronger beat." Eli nudged the volume up. The drum got louder. His thumb tapped with it. Tap, 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 tap. He felt the old road inside the new road. The same heartbeat. He saw a way through. "Vardas," he said, "I need a screen." The dragon laughed, low and pleased. "I will draw their eyes." He pushed off the trailer and burst into the dark. He was a wide shadow with hot edges. He raked his claws across a small pirate skiff. Sparks fell like orange rain. The skiff jerked away. The flagship tracked him. The beam on the trailer loosened a breath. Eli took that breath and turned it into motion. "Sierra," he said, eyes still on the line. "Remember the air brake trick?" She nodded. "The cough." "That one," he said. "On 3. He did not count 1 or 2. He said 3. He slammed the air brakes. The rig shuddered. The trailer swung. Not wild, not blind. It moved the way a hand moves when it knows its work. The beam slid, scraped, and caught on the hardest edge of the armor plate. The plate bent. Metal screamed. The pirate captain laughed again. "You cannot run, little roadman." Eli did not answer. He watched the mirror. The armor plate groaned. The beam stretched like glass in a furnace. Sierra sang a single sharp note into the console, and the fake road flared bright in pirate eyes. For a moment, everything was heat and noise and light. The rig tilted. The map jittered. The timer blinked angry red. Vardas roared somewhere above. The skull ship's cannon began to glow. Impact warning flashed. Impact in 0.06. Eli set his jaw. The wheel was steady in his hands. A road is a road. "Hold," he said to the truck, to the girl, to the dragon, to himself. The beam cracked like ice, and the world fell forward into the next second. The beam broke. The rig dropped 1 hard inch, then another. Metal stopped screaming. The road came back under the wheels like a hand catching a falling cup. Eli Brooks did not cheer. He did not speak. He kept the wheel straight. Sierra opened her eyes. Her silver pupils shook and then went calm. "The big ship is angry," she said. "Its song is sharp now. Like knives." Above the trailer, Vardas circled once. His right wing dragged a smoky line through the dark. "I still fly," he rumbled. "But I will feel that in the morning." Eli's map showed the thin lane ahead. Mile marker 0. It was a bad road, narrow, unloved, perfect. He pushed the throttle. The old fusion stack answered with a full, steady note. The cab trembled like a big heart. "Music," Sierra said softly. "I need the beat again." Eli turned the volume up. The simple drum came back. Boom, tap. Boom, tap. The sound was not loud. It was true. Sierra laid her hands on the console. Wires hummed. Little lights walked across the dash in time with the drum. She breathed out long and slow and drew a clean line through the empty air. "Their eyes will follow this," she whispered. "A ghost road. Straight and safe. It is not real." 2 pirate skiffs snapped toward the fake lane. They were fast. They were hungry. They were also foolish. "Good," Eli said. He did not smile. Let them chase smoke. The flagship did not turn. It held station to the right of the lane, low and patient. Its skull paint grinned in dead light. The captain's voice slid back into the cab. Interesting, the pirate said. A little alien who sings, a truck that bites, and a tired dragon with a proud spine. Keep driving, roadman. I want to see the trick again. Eli muted the channel. He checked the cargo temp. The number flicked up 1 degree. Then another. Cooling loop is weak, he said. How weak? Vardas asked. 20 minutes weak if I do nothing. He looked at the timer to Hope Junction. It did not care about weak. It cared about dawn. Sierra tilted her head. I can make the fans hear a stronger command, she offered. But the flagship will hear me too. Eli thought for 1 beat of the drum. Do it, quiet as you can, Sierra sang, but not with her mouth. The sound did not use air. It used copper and current. The fans spun harder. The gauge slid down 1/2 degree. Not much, not enough. But the number was moving the right way. The lane narrowed. Broken panels showed the dark below like deep water. The service beacons here were old trucker tech, not Navy tech. Little welded boxes with numbers scratched by dirty hands. Eli loved these boxes. He knew their humor. He knew their codes. A tiny beacon blinked once as they passed. A message appeared on the corner of his screen. Miro. Bridge ahead, don't stop, seriously. Junili huffed a small laugh. He knew June. She could back a rig into a pocket so tight you had to breathe out to watch it fit. From the roof, Vardas called, I smell rust. A great deal of rust? The bridge, Eli said. Got it. The flagship shifted closer. Harpoons slid from dark slots like teeth. They did not fire. They waited. The captain wanted a clean capture. A quiet story to tell at a bar. Sierra's voice went thin. He has a black ticket on me, she said. It is a bounty. It says, deliver the child who hears machines. Eli did not look at her. He kept his eyes on the line. You are not cargo, he said. You are crew. The bridge rose from the dark like bones from sand. It was a lattice of old beams eaten by years and storms. Some rails were missing. Some were bent and yawning. The lane across it was just wide enough for a careful hand. The rig hit the first plates. The whole bridge made a long, low moan. The sound ran ahead of them into the night and came back like an echo. Vardas dropped to the trailer and spread his wings. Not to fly, to balance. I will give you weight where you want it, he said. Right side, Eli said. Not too much. The dragon shifted. The bridge settled. The lane stopped wobbling. The 2 pirate skiffs reappeared, confused. They had chased the ghost to a dead end and now came back angry. 1 dove toward the bridge, guns hot. Not here, Eli said. He tapped the brakes 1 hair, just enough to nod the truck's nose. The skiff fired. Red lines stitched the air where the cab had been a blink before. Vardas hissed and spat a short ribbon of fire. The flame kissed the skiff's canopy and painted it with brief orange light. The pilot flinched. The shot went wide. Sierra's hands danced over the panel. I can make his rangefinder read wrong, she said. 2 degrees only. 2 degrees is life, Eli said. The bridge groaned again. A bent rail scraped the trailer's flank with the sound of a long zipper. The rig leaned. The right side wheels rolled near the edge of nothing. Eli moved the wheel a 1/2 inch left. No more, no less. The rig listened. Above them, the flagship's harpoon racks opened. 6 lines waited in neat rows. The captain's voice returned, smooth and almost kind. Stop, he said. You will fall. I will catch what matters. The rest can break. Eli unmuted. You do not know what matters, he said. He cut the channel. The far end of the bridge showed a broken section where 2 plates did not meet. A gap, not wide. Wide enough. Sierra saw it and bit her lip. We cannot jump, she said. Eli checked speed. He checked weight. He checked wind, there was none. He checked heart, there was plenty. We do not jump, he said. We lean. He tapped the left brake. Just once. The trailer swung a whisper. The right wheels ran higher on a tiny rib of metal. The gap looked larger now because it was honest. The rig rolled over the empty with a hard clunk that felt like dropping a heavy book. Everything held. The bridge ended behind them with a final groan, like an old man making peace with gravity. A new thing shot from the dark. It was small and round and eager. It stuck to the trailer axle with a happy chirp. Sierra gasped. "Mine," she said. "It is an echo mine." It listens for silence. "If the wheels stop, it will bloom." "Then we do not stop," Eli said. The lane opened into a junk field. Old ships floated like rusted whales. Panels turned slow in weak gravity. Sharp edges glinted. The fake ghost road ran bright through the trash and right into a metal wall. "The ghost is too clean," Sierra said. "He will know now." As if to agree, the flagship peeled away from its slow shadow game. It came forward with purpose. The skull grew bigger. The harpoons lifted their soft heads. Vardas crouched. "Give me the word," he said. Fire leaked through his teeth like sunlight through blinds. "Not yet," Eli said. He stared at the junk ahead and saw a story. He saw a path through dead things that used to fly. He saw a line only a driver would love. He turned the music down to a whisper. He listened to the engine. He listened to the tires. He listened to the road that was not a road. Left 3. Right 2. Straight, he said to no one and to everyone. They slid into the graveyard. Panels scraped. Bolts pinged. Once a long strip of metal curled up like a snake and tried to kiss the cab. Vardas tore it away with 2 fingers. The mine on the axle hummed like a bee. It liked the motion. It purred. The flagship fired a harpoon. The bolt hit a spinning hull plate and ricocheted. The cable whipped across the lane and snagged the trailer corner. The rig jerked. The mine sang higher. Eli did not fight the pull. He gave it an inch, then took back 2. The harpoon line went taut. The flagship began to reel him in. Sierra leaned close to the console. Her voice dropped to a thread. "I can make our reflection in his sensors look like empty space," she said. For 3 seconds. "Maybe 4. 3 is a lot," Eli said. She closed her eyes. The dash went dark, then brighter. The rig felt briefly alone, like standing in a quiet room with the lights off. "Now," Sierra whispered. Eli cut power. For a heartbeat, the wheels almost stopped. The mine on the axle chirped with delight. He slammed the throttle back open. The wheels bit. The mine sighed and kept purring. The rig lurched forward. The harpoon cable scraped across a jagged beam and frayed like old rope. One more pull. The line snapped. Vardas roared his laugh. "Your road bites back!" A light flickered on Eli's panel. "Coolant flow. Critical." The cargo gauge twitched upward again. "0.7 0.7. The number turned the color he hated. Sierra's hands trembled. "I can push the fans again," she said, "but the captain will see me. He will know my shape. He will call more ships." "He already called them," Eli said. The comm hissed. A new voice cut in. Not the captain, a child. A small voice, thin and brave. "Truck driver, please. If you can hear this. My sister needs that medicine." Sierra's eyes filled. "He is on their ship," she whispered. "They use children as bait. They copy real calls." Eli stared straight ahead. "This call is not fake," he said. "I know the sound." Vardas lowered his head near the cab window. "What do you choose, driver?" Eli set his jaw. "We keep the promise. We keep driving." He pushed the rig out of the junk and back onto the thin lane. The flagship matched him. Its cannon began to glow again. The light crawled like dawn across a bad horizon. The impact warning flashed. Impact in 006. Sierra lifted her hands from the console. "I can blind the cannon," she said, "but I must sing loud. He will hear my true voice." Eli tightened his grip on the wheel. "Sing," he said. "I'll hold the line." Sierra opened her mouth. The sound that came was not human, not alien. It was wire and storm and heartbeat. It climbed and climbed until the windshield shook. The cannon's light shivered, the flagship's. Harpoons rose. The mine on the axle hummed and waited for silence. Vardas drew in a deep breath that tasted like old iron and hot rain. The timer to dawn rolled down another minute, and the road, thin, ugly, perfect, ran straight into the dark. The cannon light shook. The mine on the axle purred. The road ran thin and mean. Eli Brooks kept the wheels straight. He did not blink. He did not waste a word. He felt the old lesson wake in his hands. A voice from years ago lived in his head. "Turn once, turn right." Don't dance with a trailer. Lead it. He had learned that on ice with a full load of steel. Night. Mile markers like shy stars. A skid, a slide. Then the move that saves lives. A controlled jackknife. Not panic, not chaos. A choose-your-angle cut. Now the ice was space. The load was serum. The road was a silver wire between wrecks. Sira, he said, quiet as a prayer. When I say the word, make the flagship think our back end is 1 meter farther left. Sira's hands hovered over the dash. Her eyes were bright with fear and work. 1 meter. I can do 1, maybe 2. 1 is plenty. Above, Vardis flew low with a torn wing. His shadow swept the rig like a flag. Speak the word, the dragon rumbled. I will bring heat where you point. The skull ship slid closer. Harpoons woke with soft clicks. The captain spoke in that smooth, patient voice. You cannot win, roadman. I admire the line of your courage. I will keep the girl safe once I have her. Eli did not answer. He turned the music down to a heartbeat. Boom, tap. Boom, tap. The engine matched it. The wheel matched it. His breath matched it. He checked 3 things in one glance. Gap ahead, wall to the right, junk to the left. He checked one more, memory. A turn on ice, a hook that steals a hunter's teeth, he whispered to the rig. Hook, he said. Then run. The flagship's cannon light climbed toward white. The harpoon racks angled down. The cable guns wanted a straight target. Eli eased his right foot. Not off, just less. The rig felt lighter. The trailer drifted a whisper to the left like a big animal testing a fence. Now, Eli said. Sira drew a short, sharp line in the air. The pirate sensors blinked. For a breath, the trailer's ghost moved left by 1 clean meter. The harpoon guns fired at the ghost. Eli slammed the air brakes. Not full. A cough. The kind of brake that makes a trailer nod. The mine on the axle chirped with joy. The wheels kept rolling. The purr did not turn into a scream. The trailer swung, controlled, exact, hungry. Its armored corner cut across the harpoon cables as they passed. Steel met wire, wire lost. Sparks flew as if a small sun sneezed. The flagship jerked. The captain went silent for once. Again, Vardis growled and dove. He raked his claws across the skull paint. The paint did not care. The pilots did. They flinched. The cannon lost 1 tiny second of aim. Left, Eli said. He pulled the wheel 1 inch. The rig shivered. The mine hummed. The trailer edge kissed a long, floating plate and shaved it in 2. A fresh path opened, rough and narrow. Sira looked at the cargo gauge. The number twitched upward again. Cooling is tired, she said. I can sing once more for the fans, but I cannot hide it. He will know me. He will call more. He already called more, Eli said. But we do not wait for guests. A new shape woke in the dark, thin and quiet. Not a ship, a net. A capture web with heated rings and gentle words. It slid out from under the flagship like a snake from a log. Eli saw it late. Net, he said. Front. Vardis banked hard and blasted a sheet of flame. The web's rings drank heat and smiled. They liked fire. They grew brighter. Not that kind, Eli warned. Cold breaks them. Sira whispered. I can cool them if I touch them. But I cannot touch them from here. Eli stared at the web. He saw a shape he knew. A wide, slow bend like a freeway ramp. A ramp wants you to enter. A ramp wants you to sleep. He had fought ramps all his life. He took a breath. We do not enter. We write our own line. He pointed the rig not away from the net, but almost into it. The kind of choice that looks wrong until you are past it. Trust me, he said. Vardis did not question. He tucked his wing to give Eli sky. Sira did not question. She watched the edge lights and counted beats. At the last second, Eli cut left. 1 inch, 2 inches. The net passed by with a soft hiss, so close he could have read the serial number on its ring if he were the reading while dying type. The net tried to correct. It reached for them like long fingers. Now, Eli said. Sira struck the console with her palm. A pulse went out. Simple, strong, cold. The net's near ring cooled too fast and cracked like glass under winter. The crack ran around the circle and snapped the net's shape. The web folded in on itself like a tired spider. The flagship growled. Its cannon flared white. The shot came quiet and fast. Vardis dropped hard. He took the hit on his thickest plate. The beam burned a line across his side. He did not scream. He did not fall. He climbed back with smoke trailing his ribs and laughed, rough and brave. "Still with you," he said. Sierra's hands shook now. The song inside the wires had teeth. It had eaten her voice thin. Eli saw that and kept his own voice steady and warm. "We are close to open dark," he said. Past the junk field, the road widens. "We can breathe there. They were not there yet." The captain returned with words sharp as screws. "That was elegant," he said. "Do it again for me. Slower." Eli unmuted long enough to say one line. "Catch this instead." He kicked the trailer brake just enough to angle the back end. The mine loved motion. It loved hum. It hated quiet. Eli gave it exactly what he wanted. Motion that looked like a stop to a stupid bomb brain for half of a heartbeat. It chirped with glee and primed for bloom. "Eli!" Sierra cried. "I know," he said. "Trust the turn." He floored it. The wheels spun, bit, screamed, and ran. The mine lost its bloom and fell back to purring. The sudden jolt snapped the last frayed strands of harpoon cable still kissing the armor edge. The loose cable whipped up and tangled around one of the flagship's open racks like wire around a saw blade. Vardis saw the tangle. He dove and spat a small, mean jet of flame at the cable's fresh-cut end. The heat made it curl fast. It shrank and bit deeper into the rack. The rack jammed. "Your teeth dull," the dragon told the skull. The junk opened into a narrow valley of broken hulls. The lane ran straight as a thrown nail. At the far end, a long, low-maintenance bridge waited. The same warning blinked from a tired beacon. "Don't stop. Seriously. June's bridge again?" Vardis asked. "A cousin," Eli said. "They all built from one drunk company. The flagship slid to block the far end." The captain decided to end the game. The cannon warmed. The harpoon rack that still worked angled. A second ship, new, entered the valley behind them, thin and fast. No skull paint, a helper. The trap closed. Sierra whispered, "We are the nail between hammers." "Then we become the hammer," Eli said. He found the move in memory. It was the ugly one. The one they teach you last. The one you practice in an empty lot at dawn because it can break a man's pride if he does it wrong. The hook and pull with no room to argue. "Vardis," he said. "I need a screen on the left, low and mean." "1 second." "1 second is a gift," the dragon answered. Sierra ghost the trailer left by 1/2 meter for 2 beats. "Not more. 2 beats," she said. "I can hold 2. Eli rolled his shoulders. He set his jaw. He aimed for the center of the flagship's smile, but he did not plan to kiss it. He planned to steal its lip. 3, he said. He did not say 1 or 2. Sierra moved. The ghost shifted. The harpoon fired where the ghost lived, not where the steel lived. Eli hit the cough brake and cut the wheel 1 clean inch right, then let the trailer swing left like a door with purpose. The armor edge caught the harpoon cable before it could pass. The rig pulled. The flagship pulled back. The difference between their wills made the cable sing and then scream. "Now, Vardis," Eli said. The dragon's body flashed across the left side of the cab, low and bright. He spat a short line of fire point blank at the cable's tension point. Heat, pull, heat, pull. The cable weakened where it mattered most. The heart. It snapped. The sudden release yanked the flagship a breath out of position. The cannon blinked. The aim line slid off the bridge and into open dark. Eli took the gap. He did not floor it. He did not panic. He drove. The rig rolled past the skull by inches. Vardis's wing brushed paint. Sierra's scarf lifted in the air like a small flag. The helper ship behind them tried to cut in and wedge them. It had a thin nose and a proud pilot. Eli tapped the right brake. The trailer kissed a loose hull plate on the valley wall. The plate spun out like a coin and hit the helper's nose with a clear, rude clang. The helper swore on open comms and fell back 1 second. 1 second was a life. They burst onto the maintenance bridge. The beacon this time said nothing. Maybe June never came here? Maybe the person who set this one had no jokes left. The mine on the axle sang a happy little song. The wheels had not stopped. It was content. The cargo gauge climbed again. "Ami estigri. 1.6. Sierra went white. "We are running out of cold," she said. "I will push the fans once more. He will hear me. All of him, Eli nodded. Let him hear, he said. He will still be late, she sang. The fans screamed to life. The gauge paused. It did not drop. It did not climb. It stood on a thin edge like a coin after a good flip. The bridge shook under them. Bolts popped like corn. A long seam split 10 meters ahead. Daylight did not live in space, but the hole felt like noon. Hold, Eli said to the truck. The road, the dragon, the girl, and the fool inside him who still believed in miles. They rolled over the seam. The back wheels bounced. The mine on the axle did not like the jump. It chirped, then purred again, deciding to forgive this one sin. The flagship roared behind them. Its cannon woke. Its jammed harpoon rack broke free with a shower of sparks. The helper ship cut low and found speed. Open dark spread beyond the bridge like a promised field. The warning flared across Eli's panel. Coolant loop failure. 60 seconds. He breathed in. He breathed out. He kept the wheel straight. Vardis, he said, bring me wind. In space? The dragon asked, amused. In hearts? Eli said. Vardis smiled with broken fire. I can do hearts. The captain's voice returned, calm and close. Last chance, roadman. Kneel or burn. Eli did not answer with words. He answered with a move. He set up the rig for the longest, meanest straight he had left, and then he said the line that always made hard things simple. A road is a road. The lights behind them brightened. The bridge groaned like a dying animal. Sira's song shook the glass. The second became a knife. The story did not break. It sharpened. The warning hit like a hammer. Coolant loop failure. 60 seconds. Ellie Brooks did not blink. He kept the wheel straight. The bridge ended under the rig. Open dark waited like a flat black field. Hold, he said. Sira's voice was a thin wire. Fans at full. They scream, it is not enough. Above them, Vardis flew low and mean. Smoke rose from his side where the cannon kissed him. His right wing dragged like a tired flag. I will shade the cab, he rumbled. Every breath of shadow helps. The flagship lined up for a clean kill. The helper ship cut left to herd them. The mine on the axle purred like a cat that hates silence. Eli looked at 3 numbers at once. Coolant time, cargo temp, fuel. Fuel was fine. For now. Vardis, he said, calm as cold coffee. On my mark, hit the radiator cage with a short burst. Not hot. Just enough. I need expansion. Fire fixes steel and breaks it, the dragon warned. Both are good today, Eli said. Mark? Vardis blew a quick tongue of heat over the radiator cage. Metal swelled. A hairline seam popped like a knuckle crack. Coolant surged through a clogged bend. Coughed, then flowed. The alarm changed. Coolant loop restored. Inefficient. Sira sagged against the seat. It lives, she whispered. Ugly counts, Eli said. The flagship fired. The shot skated along the bridge's last rib and smeared white across nothing. The helper ship dove to cut their line. Eli let it. He angled a hair right, let the helper think he had them, then tapped the brake with a lover's touch. The trailer slid a whisper. A drifting hull plate, still warm from old war, spun into the helper's intake and choked it. The pilot swore. The ship coughed and fell back. They cleared the bridge. The open lane was honest and wide, the kind of road that makes a driver forget danger for one sweet second. The cargo gauge moved up another 0.3 degrees. The timer rolled down. Dawn did not care about roads. The comm hissed. The captain returned, voice smooth as always. You are costly, roadman. I offer a trade. You give me the girl. I give you fuel, parts, and passage. Your medicine still arrives. Everyone wins, Vardis snarled. Lies. Sira stared at the floor. Her hands were small in her lap. He is not lying about fuel, she said softly. He has much. He collected it from many broken ships. Eli unmuted. You said everyone wins, he told the captain. Define everyone. My crew, the pirate said. My buyers, your colony, The lizard if he kneels. A pause. You will drive again, without the burden. It is mercy. Eli did not laugh. His face did not move. Mercy is not when a wolf chooses which sheep to eat, he said. Mercy is when a hand shares bread. He cut the channel. Something new flickered on his map. A thin band ahead, not a lane, a field. Sierra's head snapped up. Her eyes went wide and dark. Stop, she said, then swallowed. No, do not stop. Ever. The label painted itself across the black. Mine belt not smart minds. Not polite minds. Old echo minds. They loved wheels. They loved silence. They hated mercy. Eli's hands did not tighten. They were already tight enough. Options, he asked. Vardis glided closer. I can fly above and breathe a trail, he said. Heat will show the near ones, but not the sleeping deep. Sierra closed her eyes and listened to the belt. Some wake by touch, she whispered. Some wake by song. Some wake if you fear them. She opened her eyes. Do not fear them. Eli wanted to say, easy. He did not. He looked at the cargo gauge. It climbed, slow but real. The fans fought. The coolant struggled. Kid, he said to Sierra, can you push the cases colder by telling the valves a lie? Sierra nodded, for a short time. But the flagship will hear my lie and will know my shape. He already knows our shape, Eli said. Be loud. She placed both palms on the dash and sang into the lines. Simple, strong. Valves that were tired remembered they were young. They closed with purpose. The number paused. It held a thin edge. The captain called again, voice lighter, even amused. You see the field? Good. My nets live there. My teeth live there. Give me the girl, driver. Save the children. I will even send you a service drone for your leak. Leak? Eli looked down. A new light winked on his panel, shy and ugly. Fuel line, seep. Vardes, he said. I smell it, the dragon growled. Thin and sharp, a bad drip. Sierra moved to the floor grate, lifted it with small hands and peered inside. A bolt shook loose, she said. It nicked the line. Can you patch it? Eli asked. She looked at her scarf, at him, back at the scarf. She pulled it off. Her hair fell in a dark sheet. She twisted the scarf tight, fast, sure. I can slow it, she said. Not stop it. Slow buys miles, Eli said. She slid under the dash, hands sure, breath steady. The scarf pressed to the nick like a small, brave hand on a wound. The drip became a wet shine. Better, not good. Vardis dipped his head to the cab window. We still have 2 wolves at our heels, he said, and a field of teeth in front. Then we teach with a stick, Eli said. He opened a small panel by his knee. Inside sat 4 ancient toys, disc beacons with sticky backs and dull lights. Road flares for space. He slapped one onto the side mirror and flicked it on. It blinked a slow code. The mine belt woke in patchy light. Some stirred. Some turned toward the blink like curious fish. Some slept mean as stones. Eli rolled the rig into the belt. Wheels never stopped. The mine on the axle purred, bored and content. Vardis soared just ahead, low enough to cast a moving shadow. He breathed not flame but breath, the push of hot air his big lungs could still throw. Dust clouds rose. Thin films of powder slid across mine faces like veils. Shapes appeared. Lines. Edges. Left 3, Vardis called. Straight. Right 1. Sierra climbed back into the seat, pale and shaking. She put her hands on the console and sent a little rhythm through the fans. They answered. The cargo gauge held, then ticked down 0.1 order. It felt like winning a war with a spoon. The flagship did not follow them in. It paced the belt's edge like a shark at a reef, patient and full. The helper ship tried to cut across the top and triggered a near mine with its own shadow. The blast was small. The lesson was not. The helper retreated to nurse its fear. The captain's voice purred. "Clever," he said. "You may yet deliver that medicine. Then what? You will still be poor. You will still be tired. The girl will still be wanted. Give her, and I will send drones to clear your road." Eli did not answer. A new voice shook the channel. A child again, the same small voice as before. "Driver, please, are you coming? My sister doesn't wake up. Her hands are cold. Please." Sierra flinched. "It is the same pattern," she whispered, "but softer, like a real boy." "It is a real boy," Eli said. His voice went lower than a promise. "He is on the colony. The pirates are stealing the call and throwing it through their own mouth. They think it is bait. It is a map." He turned the music back up by one notch. The drum was a spine. "Keep driving," he said. They did. The mine belt grew meaner. Some mines rolled toward the wheels, then chickened out at the last inch. Some mines lifted tiny antennae, sniffed the world, and decided to sleep. One mine leapt like a frog and missed by a hand's width. Vardis tapped it with a claw and sent it spinning into a friend. 2 blooms, 2 brief suns. Shrapnel sang over the cab like hot rain. The scarf under the dash went damp with fuel. Sierra checked it, tightened it, tied a second knot with a quick jerk of her teeth. "We are losing speed if we keep this," she said. "The engine is hungry." "We cannot slow," Eli said. "We cannot stop. The mine loves silence." The captain sighed into the mic like a teacher with a stubborn class. "Fine," he said. "New trade. You give me the dragon's head. I let the girl ride in a cage instead of a jar." Vardis laughed. It sounded like a landslide. "Come and take it," he said. A mine bumped the trailer. A soft kiss. Eli felt it in his bones. He eased the wheel 1 inch. No more. The mine slid away like a sullen child. Sierra breathed. "You drive like math." "Math is a road," he said. The belt thinned. The field's last third lay ahead, dense and ugly. His map put a straight run through it, razor thin. He could do straight. He was built for straight. The cargo gauge ticked up again. 0.4 degrees, 0.6 degrees. The fans screamed. The coolant fought. The timer to dawn rolled down. Hope Junction's clock did not eat drama. It ate minutes. Vardis angled to the left. "I smell fresh metal ahead," he warned. "Not mine. New." "New?" Sierra asked. A cluster of bright points lifted from the belt's far edge. Drones, small, swift, obedient. They glowed with the captain's color. They carried slender harpoons and sad little nets. "Gifts," the captain said pleasantly. "Fuel and parts as promised. I am a fair man." The drones fanned out to block the exit. Eli's eyes went to the fuel readout. The seep had grown teeth. Minutes were now miles, falling off a cliff. Sierra's hands hovered over the dash. "I can make the drones see a wall," she said, "but I cannot make the mines believe it." "Do it," Eli said. "Give me a picture. I will draw the line." She sang. A false wall rose on drone screens. Bright, solid, convincing. The drones shifted to face it, proud and busy. Eli did not drive at the wall. He drove at the seam where lies meet truth. The rig threaded the needle. The drones corrected too late. 2 snagged each other and kissed into sparks. 1 fired a harpoon that bit a mine instead of a truck. The mine bloomed like a fast flower. The drone learned about bad timing and stopped learning anything else. The flagship finally moved. It chose speed. It chose anger. It skimmed the belt's edge, teeth out, cannon glowing. Vardis sucked a slow breath. "I can take 1 more hit," he said. "Not 2. "Then we make sure there is one," Eli said. The open dark was 10 seconds away. The last line of mines was 3 seconds away. The scarf under the dash was 1 second from giving up. The mine on the axle purred. It loved motion. It would punish the first true pause with joy. The cargo gauge blinked yellow, then orange, then the color of ruin. Sierra looked at Eli. "If the fans stop," she said, "we lose the children." Eli looked at the road. He looked at the timer. He looked at nothing else. "Vardis," he said, "if I say drop, you drop under the trailer and bite the mine off the axle." Vardis blinked. "It will bite me back." "It will," Eli said. "Do you trust me?" "I owe you a sky," the dragon said simply. "Say the word." The flagship's cannon hit full white. Sierra's voice broke into a prayer that had no words. Eli set the rig dead straight. He took a breath. The last line of mines lifted, their little heads. The scarf under the dash let go with a wet sigh. The engine coughed, and the whole road turned into a blade. The wheels stuttered, half a heartbeat. The mine chirped in joy. The cannon flashed, and Eli said one hard word, "Drop." The wheels stuttered. The mine chirped in joy. The cannon flashed white. "Drop," Eli said. Vardis let go of the sky. He folded his tired wing and fell under the trailer like a dark, fast door. Heat roared past his plates as the flagship's shot burned the air where he had been. The beam hit empty black and cut a thin scar in the dark. Sierra did not scream. She grabbed the console with both hands and forced herself to breathe slow. "Hold the wheels," she said. "Do not stop." Not even a blink. Eli kept the rig dead straight. The engine coughed again. He gave it fuel like love. The wheels bit and rolled. The mine on the axle sang its happy song about motion and patience. Under the trailer, Vardis saw the mine. It was small and round and cruel. It clung to the axle with metal feet. A thin ring around it glowed a soft, hungry blue. "I see the biter," the dragon growled. "Do not shake it," Eli said. "Do not give it silence." Vardis opened his jaw. Not wide, just enough. He did not blow fire. He breathed cold. Deep mountain air from a lung that once slept under snow. The glow around the mine dimmed a little. The feet loosened a hair. The flagship lined up again. Sierra whispered, "He aims low. He wants to cut the trailer." "Let him want," Eli said. He tapped the brake the way a drummer taps a rim, sharp and small. The mine purred louder, then quieted. It waited for a true stop like a cat waits for a bird. The wheels did not stop. The road did not quit. Vardis slid one claw between the axle and the mine's first foot. He pried with care. The foot popped free with a tiny tick. The mine shivered, happy and angry at once. "2 more feet," Vardis said. The cannon flared to white again. Sierra shut her eyes and sang a thin, high line into the wires. The coolant fans screamed in answer. Steam burst from a cracked grill and blew across the rig in a wide white sheet. The cannon fired into the steam. Light broke and scattered. The shot grazed the trailer's armor and threw sparks like stars. The rig shook, but it did not die. "Good veil," Eli said. Sierra swallowed. "My head hurts." "Hold," he said, and meant her more than the truck. Vardis hooked the second foot. It stuck. He tried to pry and felt the mine's mind turn toward him like a slow eye. "It smells me," he said. "Talk back," Eli said. The dragon grinned with old teeth. He whispered a word from a time before ships, a word he used on stubborn stones and proud bulls. The mine did not know the word. It knew the tone. It guessed wrong. It loosened. The second foot came free. The helper ship slid in close and spat a pair of small harpoons. They were thin and quick. One kissed the trailer's corner. The other reached for the cab. Eli moved the wheel 1 inch left. The harpoon whispered past the windshield and snagged a floating panel instead. The line went taut. The helper ship got a face full of its own junk and backed off, cursing in a clean, clear voice. Sierra opened her eyes. "I can make the mine sleepy," she said. "Not safe. Just slow. Sing," Eli said. She did. Not loud, not proud. Her voice was a lullaby that was only 3 notes long. The mine's glow softened. The purr dropped 1 tone. It was still a bomb. It was now a lazy bomb. "Last foot," Vardis said. He slid the claw and felt heat. Not from the mine, from the axle. The metal was tired and hot and carried the whole world. He could not cut the foot without touching the axle. "Eli," he warned, "I may burn your bone. Take the pain from steel, not from children," Eli said. "Do it," the dragon's claw flared. Not fire. Friction. He pressed, twisted, and let the heat run along the foot into the clamp. Metal lied to itself, "I am soft now," and then told the truth, "I break now." The last foot popped. Vardis caught the mine in his jaws. "Do not stop," Sira cried. The mine felt the slow in his mouth. It began to wake its other heart, the bright one. Vardis snapped his head and spat the mine down and back into the stream of dark behind the trailer. It stuck to a loose hull plate with a happy chirp. The plate loved silence. The mine loved silence. They were perfect for each other. "Clear," Vardis said, and shoved himself back into the sky with a grunt that tasted like blood. The flagship surged. It had no patience left. The cannon burned white. The harpoon racks finally unjammed with a shower of sparks. "Open lane ahead," Eli said. Thin. Ugly. Ours. The mine they had spat away woke to full joy. No wheels, much silence, and bloomed like a white flower in the helper ship's path. The helper did not have time to curse this time. It simply stopped existing. Shrapnel rattled across the flagship's shields. The captain sounded almost amused again. "You are expensive," he said. "I respect that." "Buy a map," Eli said, and killed the channel. The cargo gauge twitched up. 0.30. 0.30. It hurt to look at it. Sira pressed her palms to the dash. "I can give the cold one more push," she said. "But he will hear me. He will know my real voice. He will not forget it. He can remember," Eli said. "We do not plan to meet him twice," she sang. The fans rose to a scream. The cases inside the trailer sighed as if relieved. The gauge held. A new warning flashed. Fuel seep. Worsening, Zira glanced at the floor. The scarf was dark and slick. "I can try again," she said. "Leave it," Eli said. "We have miles, not minutes. I need your eyes on the road." Ahead, the thin lane cut through the last tangle of the mine belt and into a maintenance canyon. 2 long walls of scrap and scaffolds with a straight spine between. At the end of the spine, a battered sign blinked with a tired, brave light. "Mile marker 0. Don't stop. Home," Eli said softly. The flagship slid to the canyon mouth. It wanted to plug the hole. It wanted to end the story clean. The captain had pride left. Vardis flew low over the lane. "I can bite his nose," he said. "He will try to bite back. Bite once," Eli said. "Small, mean, then shield the cab." The dragon nodded and folded into a dive. Sira's eyes went wide. "Drones," she said. "A swarm behind the flagship. Many little teeth. Can you paint a wall?" Eli asked. "For them?" "Yes. For him?" "No. Paint it." She threw a square of lies into the swarm's eyes. A hard, bright wall appeared across the canyon mouth. The drones adjusted formation to meet it like good soldiers. Eli did not drive at the wall. He drove at the seam where the lie ended and the truth began. He cut the lane by a hand's width and slid through while the drones drifted to face nothing at all. 2 bumped. 1 flipped. 1 fired a net at empty air and caught a friend. The swarm turned into a clumsy ball of busy, shouting dots. The flagship tilted its nose to fire, and Vardis arrived like a thrown spear. He did not waste flame. He slammed his head into the cannon collar and bit the cooling jacket. Metal groaned. Heat dumped sideways with a scream. The white glow flickered. The next shot came late and crooked. It lanced the canyon wall and lit old scaffolds bright as noon. "Shade," Eli said. Vardis rolled and spread his wings over the cab like a burnt, holy roof. Sparks fell around them and went out on his scales. They hit the mile marker 0 spine. The lane here was honest and straight. No tricks, no kindness either. Every dent mattered. Every inch told a story about someone who had not been careful enough last time. Eli was careful. He placed the wheels like a carpenter places nails. He let the trailer breathe. He let the engine sing. He let the road be a road. The swarm recovered. It poured over the flagship's shoulder and came hunting. Sira's wall would not fool them twice. "Can you make the mine we spat learn a new song?" Eli asked, eyes never leaving the line. Sira blinked. "It is gone." Parts of it are not, he said. Its friends are here. Teach one of them to love heat more than silence. She bit her lip. I can try. She sang a new little song. Not a lullaby? A temptation. It said hot is home. Chase hot. Far behind them in the belt, a single mind woke curious. It felt warmth on a big ship's skin and rolled that way like a pet after a stove. One became two. Two woke three. A thin chain of slow, dumb hunters began to follow the flagship's heat. Vardis laughed once, tired and proud. A tale of teeth, he said. The canyon opened into black. Open dark again, honest, wide. Hope Junction's beacon pinged from far ahead. It was a small sound, brave. It made even the dashboard look kinder. The cargo gauge blinked. It tried to climb. The fans screamed and held the line flat. Not warm, not cold, balanced like a coin. The fuel seep warning went from orange to red. Kid, Eli said, we are going to coast the last stretch. Sierra stared at him. Coast? With them behind us? Yes, he said. Gravity ahead. Quiet run. No stop. The mine loves quiet, she warned. We fed the mine to the belt, he said. We are clean under the wheels. What we fear now is aim. Behind them, the flagship pushed hard, angry and bright, a comet with a skull. The swarm gathered for one more rush. Vardis looked at the long dark and the faint star of the colony dawn. He smiled with old fire. Say the word, he murmured. Eli eased the throttle. The engine's song softened. The rig found the gravity dip like a sled finds a hill. Word is later, he said. For now, breathe. They slid into the black, fast and quiet. The flagship aimed. Sierra's fingers hovered. I can blind him for 1 second, she said. No more. One is a life, Eli said. Save it. He watched the line. He watched the dark. He watched nothing else. The captain's voice returned, calm as a snake. Last offer, roadman. Eli did not answer. The cannon started to glow again. The swarm lined for a bite. The fuel warning blinked like a tired heart. Sierra closed her eyes and found her 1 second. Vardis folded his wing over the cab and whispered, Still with you. Hope Junction's beacon pinged again, soft, brave, close. The engine fell to idle. The rig dropped into the gravity slide. The flagship's cannon hit white, and Sierra lifted her hand to spend her 1 second. Sierra raised her hand. The flagship's cannon turned white. She touched one switch. Just one. The skull ship went blind for a single second. Eli Brooks used that second like a tool. He cut the wheel a hair right, then trued it. The shot missed their spine and burned a straight lane through empty dark. Drones scattered to escape their own captain's fire. Good spend, Eli said. Sierra's shoulders dropped. Only one, she whispered. No more. Enough, he said. The rig slid down the gravity dip. The engine idled. The wheels rolled without a sound. Quiet felt like a held breath. Vardis flew low and wide. His shadow lay over the cab like a big broken wing. Smoke still leaked from the burned plates on his side. I will be your roof, he said. Until I cannot. Hope Junction's beacon pinged again, small, brave, closer. Ahead, the dark turned blue. A slow gleam, a whisper in the metal. The map showed a simple name, Ion Squall. Sierra frowned. Storm, she said. The storm lies. Eli nodded once. Storms always do. The squall was not a cloud. It was a field of thin lightning and charged dust, a long blue river between them and the colony. Sensors showed clean lanes where there were none. Dead ends glowed like exits. Real exits looked like nothing at all. Behind them, the flagship found its eyes again. It pushed hard. The cannon dimmed to a patient red while the cooling jacket cried. The swarm of drones spread like a fan. Sierra touched the console with both hands. I can listen to the storm, she said. It has a voice. Not words. A pattern. Eli tilted the rearview mirror a hair and met her silver eyes. Find the honest notes. She closed her eyes and breathed. The rig entered the squall. Blue arcs crawled over the armor like thin snakes. The dash ticked and buzzed. The gauges lied. The lane lines on the map drifted like lazy fish. Sierra spoke soft and flat. Left 2, straight, Left 1, wait, now right 3, he drove her words. His hands were steady. His face stayed the same. The road under the wheels felt like powdered glass. A drone sliced low at the cab with a laughing tilt. It fired a tiny net. Down, Vardes warned. Eli tapped the brake. Just a cough. The net sailed over the windshield. It caught a blue arc of storm energy and snapped back into the drone's face. The drone tumbled, sparked, and learned nothing again. The storm grew deeper. The air was not air, but it tasted like pennies and rain. Sierra winced. The voice in the wires was loud here. She pressed her palms harder on the dash. 2 honest notes, she said. Hear them? Eli listened. The engine hum. The simple drum of the old song now turned down to a whisper. The faint ping of Hope Junction. He filtered them. He found them. He kept them. Vardes beat his wings once to stay low. Lightning crawled across his plates. He grunted but did not rise. Where you point, I cover, he said, voice rough with heat. The flagship reached the squall's mouth and hesitated a breath. Its captain liked clean shots. Storms did not give those. He pushed in anyway. Pride is a kind of fuel. Eli saw the red glow of the cannon begin to climb again. The skull ship's nose lifted for aim. Far behind, a tiny white flash bloomed. A mine kissed the flagship's hot wake. Then another. Then 2 more, slow as a chain of bad decisions. Sierra opened one eye. They followed heat, she said. A tale of teeth. Good doggies, Vardes rumbled. The flagship shuddered. Its shot went wild and lit a slice of the squall like noon through rain. The drones took the hit on their nerves. Half flinched. 2 died. Left, Sierra said. Now straight. Do not trust the bright lane. It is a ghost. Eli ignored the bright. He took the dull. He kept the rig's nose in the darkest stripe, the one that felt like an old county road at midnight. The cargo gauge tried to climb. The fans screamed and held it to flat. The coolant warning stayed yellow. Not safe, not ruin. The knife edge in between, fuel seep ticked to red. The engine cough turned into a tired sigh. Let it idle, Eli said. We will glide and pray honest downhill lives up to its name. The squall thickened and became a field of blue rain. Thin bolts stitched around the cab like spider silk. Metal sang. The steering wheel tingled in his palms. Close your eyes a moment, he told Sierra. I am listening. Close them anyway, he said gently. Let the sound rest in you. She did. Her breath slowed. Her fingers stayed on the board. The storm's voice filled her like deep water. She spoke with her eyes shut. There is a hole inside the storm, she said. Like a quiet room. It is small and moving. Left 1, down half. Right 3. Wait. Now. He moved the rig through nothing that looked real. The cab slipped into clean silence for one blink. Every gauge calmed. Even Vardes sighed. Then they were out of the pocket and back into the blue, but the pocket stayed ahead, running, matching their line. You found a rabbit, Eli said. A rabbit? Sierra asked. A friend who shows the way, he said. Chase him! The drones tried to cut across the rabbit's path. The storm lied to them on purpose. They flew into thick blue and fought sticky air. 2 hit a wall they could not see. 1 spun and cut his partner in half by accident. The squall loved mistakes. The flagship took another mine to the ribs. Its cannon went dark for a long, angry swallow. Its shields wavered and fluttered back with a drunk blink. The captain's voice came over the line again. Not smooth now, hard, flat. Enough. He fired a rail shot, no light, just a metal spike thrown mean and fast. The storm could not bend that. It came dead straight for the rig's heart. Down! Sierra cried, eyes still closed. Vardes folded. He dropped like a curtain. The spike hit his shoulder plate and buried half its length. The dragon slammed into the trailer roof with a crash that shook the whole rig. He did not roar. He only said, I am here, through his teeth. Still with us, Eli said and drove on. Sierra opened her eyes now. They were wet. Do not die, she told Vardes like an order. Later, the dragon said and smiled a little. Hope Junction's ping grew louder. The squall thinned, then fattened one last time into a wall. Not blue, white. The storm's heart. Sierra's voice went very small. We cannot go through, she said. We will cook. Then we do not go through, Eli said. We slip. How? Vardis asked. Eli looked at the wall and saw a thing other people missed. Seams. Even storms have welds. He tapped the brake a kiss, changed nothing on the wheel, and counted 3 beats with his thumb on the horn. The rig's nose found a seam like a key finds a lock. Sierra heard it too. She threw her last clean note into the fans and the radiator valves. Cold peaked. Not enough to swim. Enough to breathe once. They slipped along the wall's face like a knife sliding along bone. Blue turned to gray. Gray turned to black. They were out. The squall fell behind like a hard story. The end of it made no noise. Open dark again. Clean. Close to home. Hope Junction's beacon now had a voice of its own on the comm. A tired woman spoke with gravel in her throat. Unknown vehicle, identify. Your transponder is wrong or missing. The gate is sealed during plague hour. State cargo. Sierra wiped her eyes with her wrist. It is real, she said. No pirate mouth. Eli pressed the key. Truck E19, he said. Medicine for Hope Junction. Anti-plague serum. Hot load held at edge. We request hot gate. Silence. Then, transponder does not match. Protocol says no. Eli looked at Sierra. She looked at the console. I can sing our name, she said. But if I sing in open clear, the galaxy will hear me. The captain will know me always. What is the price of quiet? Vardis asked. Children, Eli said. Sierra nodded once. She set her hands. She breathed. She sang, not into wires this time, but into the open. A simple code. Old trucker tones from a time before star roads. 3 notes for truck, 2 for urgent, 1 for oath. The gate software did not understand the song. It remembered it. Hope Junction's voice came back cracked and fast. Hot gate opening. Straight in, no stop. Repeat, no stop. The fuel seep warning went from red to dead. The engine coughed twice, then fell silent. Idle was gone. They were a glider now. Gravity will carry us, Eli said. Do not touch the brake. Drones burst from the thinning edge of the squall, angry and singed. The flagship limped out after them, one side black with mine kisses. The cannon tried to glow and failed. The railgun cycled slow. Sierra sagged in her seat. The song took something from her. She smiled anyway. Gate is open, she said. We have a road. The drones made one last rush. Eli glanced once at Vardis. The dragon met his eyes. I have one more roof in me, he said. Take it, Eli said. Vardis rose over the cab. He spread both wings even though one shook. He darkened the sky above the windshield. The drones fired nets and stings. They hit Dragon and died, chewing old metal and older pride. The flagship armed its rail again. The barrel lined with the gliding rig. No engine heat, no exhaust, no noise. A quiet target is the easiest kind to kill, blind, Eli asked Sierra. She shook her head. Empty, she whispered. The rail sang. Eli pulled one lever by his knee. A deep release thumped through the trailer. Armor plates along the right flank dumped away in a long, screaming ribbon. The rig lurched lighter. The rail spike hissed past where steel had been a breath before and buried itself in nothing. The dumped plates tumbled behind and sliced into the swarm like a rain of sharp doors. Drones broke. Lines snapped. Hope Junction's gate filled the windshield, big, old, kind, open. The cargo gauge blinked orange and tried to turn red. Sierra was white as paper. Vardis bled a thin line from under the stuck rail spike. Eli kept the wheel steady. Road is a road, he said. They crossed the last 100 meters on silence. The gate's inner locks cycled. A final pirate shot threw a red line across their shadow. The rig kissed the colony floor on dead engine and rolling wheels, and the cargo gauge flipped to red with 1 second left to spare. The cargo gauge turned red. The wheels rolled over the colony floor. The engine was dead. The gate boomed shut behind the rig like a heart slamming a door. Eli Brooks did not smile. He did not swear. He looked at the number and said, "We are 1 second late in the math. We will be on time in the work." Sierra's hands shook. The serum is warm. Vardis crouched over the cab like a roof that breathes. Smoke rose from the rail spike in his shoulder. Where? Clinic, a voice crackled from the gate tower. Tired, fast, human. Follow the yellow lights. Do not stop. We cannot drive, Eli said. Then roll, the voice said. People are waiting. He released the parking brake. The rig creaked forward on the last of the slide. Yellow lights flicked on in a line through a narrow street. Faces looked from windows, pale, thin, masked. A wind moved faint dust. The air tasted like bleach and fear. Eli guided the wheel. The rig drifted past a mural of a sunrise someone had painted on old metal. The paint was chipped but bright. Sierra stared at it like a promise. Vardis kept pace on the roof, one wing lifted to shade the trailer from hot sun lamps that burned over the road. At the clinic yard, the lights stopped. A team in white hoods rushed forward with carts. The doctor in front had gray hair and a jaw like a clamp. She slapped the side of the trailer with a gloved palm. Open! Eli climbed down. His legs were stiff, his back a long ache, his hands steady. He popped the outer latches. Steam hissed. Heat rolled out. The team stepped back like from a sleeping beast. Sierra slid down behind him. She pressed both palms to the inner lock and sang a small, sharp note. The bolts remembered their job and turned. The door swung, cold cases blinked red, all of them. The doctor looked at Eli. A whole town looked in that one look. Can you fix this? No, Eli said. But we can cheat. He grabbed the first case and set it on a cart. Vardis, he called without looking up, give us shade. Not heat. The dragon lowered his wings so the entire yard fell under a wide, dark tent. His breath came slow. His blood dripped a thin line on the clinic roof and sizzled. Sierra leaned over the first case. Valves will listen to me, she whispered. If I sing all at once, I fall. If I sing one by one, we lose time. Eli met her eyes. They were bright and scared and brave. Sing rows. 3 by 3. I will push carts, she nodded. 3 by 3, she sang. The sound was not pretty. It was right. 3 cases blinked from red to orange, then to a weak yellow. The doctor barked orders. Nurses ran. Doors opened. Cold fog spilled into a bright, clean room with silver beds. Eli moved the carts with a steady, endless rhythm. Lift, roll, turn, set, again. He did not think. He did not talk. He was a wheel with hands. His chest hurt like a locked box. He ignored it. The colony loudspeakers coughed. Gate alarm. Contacted outer wall. The captain had not left. The flagship limped in orbit above the town like a mean moon. The drones came like biting flies. Vardis lifted his head. He could smell the wolves. He could smell his own iron blood. He looked down at Eli. I can stand, he said. I cannot fly well. Stand, Eli said. We need your shadow. The dragon nodded and stayed. Sierra's song thinned. Her face went pale. She took a breath and sang again. 3 cases obeyed. 3 more fought her and turned yellow with a slow spite. The doctor's jaw softened just once. Good, she said. It sounded like a blessing and a battle plan. Another speaker voice. Rail spike detected on incoming. Possible second shot in 90 seconds. Eli kept moving. He did not look at the clock. He looked at the next case. A small boy stood by the clinic door, eyes too big, mask too small. He tugged his mother's sleeve and pointed at the dragon. Is he a good one? He asked. The mother did not answer. She held her child like a shield and a prayer. Vardis saw them and bowed his heavy head very slowly so he would not fall. I am the roof, he said. Stay under me. On the far wall, sirens wailed. The gate crews carried old rifles and new fear. A worker rolled out a cannon that was probably a water pump once and now wore a long barrel like a dare. It pointed up. It had no more right to be brave than any of them, and it was. Sierra stumbled. Her voice cracked into silence. She caught herself on the lip of the trailer and shook her head to stay awake. Eli dropped a case into the doctor's hands. He turned back and saw the shake. Sit. I cannot, Sierra said. 3 by 3. You can, Eli said, and caught her by the shoulders. Listen to me. Rows change. Mattresses cool better if you open them in the right room. He did not know if that was true. He needed her to stop dying in front of him. She swayed. Right room? Inside, he said. Shorter distance. Stronger air. You sing at the doorway. We push straight to beds. Less heat lost on the path. The doctor heard and nodded. Yes, not because it was science. Because it was a plan. 2 nurses pulled a small stool to the clinic threshold. Sira sat. She swayed. She sang. The song bounced down the hall and came back as a kinder echo. 3 cases turned yellow as they crossed the line. The doctor's hands flew. Shots clicked into waiting arms. A child cried once and then breathed. Just that. A breath. The kind with weight and noise. Next, the doctor said. The loudspeaker. Rail shot arming. 40 seconds. Eli ran for the last stack of cases. His foot slipped on his own spill of fuel and he went to one knee. He got up without a word. He lifted 2 cases at once. His back burned. He did not care. Vardis looked at the sky and then at the rail spike in his shoulder. He made a choice. He bit the spike with his teeth and pulled. It did not move. He growled and pulled again. The metal screamed and slid a thumb. His vision went white at the edges. He did not stop. He twisted. The spike came free and fell, smoking, to the dirt. He stood very still so he did not fall with it. Blood ran freer now. He pressed his chest to the clinic roof and held his body like a wall, rail-armed. 10 seconds, the gate crews shouted. The old cannon coughed once. The shot went nowhere useful. The flagship lined its nose with the clinic yard. It did not care about walls. It saw a straight line. Sira heard the count. She looked at Eli. He was pushing the last cart. His face was stone. His hands were stone. His eyes were light. I can blind him once, she said. I have no more than 1 heartbeat. Eli shook his head. No, sing down, not up. Sing the cases cold. Someone must sing up, she said. Vardis breathed. Give me the sky. Sira stood on the stool. She put one hand on the clinic door frame and one hand on the dragon's torn plate. She closed her eyes. She listened to the flagship, to the squall still whispering in the wires, to the fans crying, to the children breathing. She made a choice. She split her song. Half of it ran into the cases like clear water. Valves snapped. Yellow held. A few lights blinked green. Not many. Enough. The other half went into the open like a thrown coin. It hit the railgun's eyes for a single blink. The aim ticked a hair. The rail fired. The spike missed the clinic and punched a long new hole through the colony's empty train yard. Metal screamed and went still. Dust fell like gray rain. The yard team cheered once, flat and fast. No one stopped working. The flagship hummed, angry and hurt. Something in its side detonated late. Maybe a mine that had followed its heat too long and finally learned enough to be cruel. The skull ship turned away, low and slow. Pride bled out of it like fuel. The drones circled once, confused. The old cannon spat a short burst. One drone died and fell like a noisy bee. The others lost their nerve and climbed for orbit. They loved easy prey. This was not easy now. In the clinic, the doctor pressed the last injector into a blue arm. She looked up, shocked by her own hope. Numbers are holding, she said. It sounded like a prayer with boots on. Eli set the final case on the cart and let his hands fall to his sides. They trembled. He let them. Sira sat back on the stool. Her eyes were open but far away, like looking through rain at a town you left. She swayed. Eli caught her before she hit the floor. Vardis lowered his giant head until it touched the clinic wall. He closed his eyes. Smoke rose from the wound. He smelled of iron and old fire and a little of diesel, because that was once a kindness given to him. The doctor stepped out into the yard and wiped her eyes with the back of a glove. She looked at Eli, at Sira, at the dragon. She tried to speak and had to start again. You did not stop, she said. Thank you. Eli shook his head. We owed miles, he said. A small hand tugged his sleeve. The boy with the too small mask had lost the mask somehow. His cheeks were pink again. He held out Sira's scarf, washed and wrung and warm. She dropped it, he said. Eli smiled a little now. She gave it to you. The boy pushed it back. We share, he said. Sira blinked and focused. She took the scarf. Her lip trembled. It is warm, she whispered, and put it around the boy's neck again. Keep it! Vardis lifted his head just enough to look at the child. Eat well, he said, because that was the best blessing he knew. Alarms went quiet by degrees. The yard breathed out. The gate crew leaned on their rifles and looked like people again. The doctor touched Eli's arm. "We will pay you," she said. "Not enough something." Eli shook his head. "Pay the welders. Fix the bridge." He pointed with his chin toward the horizon. "Paint the sign again. Make the words big." The doctor laughed one short time. "We will." A new ping tapped the comm. Small, far, hurt, distress. Not from pirates. From a mining camp 2 days out, the voice was clipped by static and fear. "Collapse. 16 trapped. Air thin." Sierra heard it and closed her eyes like someone listening to rain on a roof. "Real," she said. "Not bait." Vardis groaned and stood taller by an inch he could not afford. "You will not ask me to fly now," he said with a smile that had teeth. "I will ask you to rest," Eli said. He looked at the rig. He looked at the gate. He looked at the long line of black road beyond the walls. He did the math in his hands like a prayer. "And then we drive." The doctor frowned. "You cannot leave." "You are hurt. Your truck is tired." Eli nodded. "We are hurt," he said. "We are tired." He looked at Sierra. She looked back, eyes clear now, face still as a held breath. He looked at Vardis. The dragon bared his teeth in what passed for a grin. Eli looked at the town. Children slept and woke and cried and laughed. People touched each other's shoulders like checks and balances. "A road is a road," Eli said. "And someone helped us once." He walked to the rig. He climbed into the dead cab. He turned a key that had no reason to work. The engine coughed. It thought about mercy. It chose to be kind one more time. It came alive as a low, grateful hum. Sierra slid into the passenger seat. She placed her hand on the console. Wires hummed like bees after rain. She looked at the map and drew a straight line toward the distress beacon. "No mines," she said softly. "A storm, yes. A small one. We know that song." Vardis climbed onto the trailer roof with a grunt and a curse and a pride no shot could steal. He folded his wing over the cab again. "I will be your roof," he said. "Until I cannot." Eli checked the gauges. He patted the dash. "Easy, girl," he said. "One more run." He looked at the doctor. She looked back with the kind of respect that does not clap, does not shout, does not name streets, but builds them. "Keep your gate open for the next fool," he said. "We will," she said. The boy waved both hands like flags. "Go fast!" "We will go right," Eli said. He eased the rig forward. The gate opened for them, slow, heavy, kind. The sunrise on the mural glowed like it had fresh paint. They rolled out. Behind them, Hope Junction held. Ahead, the road ran dark and long and honest. The beacon pinged again. Sierra answered with a tiny note. The maps lined up like old friends. Eli Brooks set his jaw. He kept the wheel straight. He let the engine sing the small song of a working heart. They had miles to pay back. They paid them. Far above, the skull ship drifted, hurt and quiet. In its shadow, a new, colder shape arrived. It did not paint skulls. It did not speak. It only wrote 2 words into the dark where Sierra could hear them if she ever listened up again. Hunter active. Eli did not look up. He saw the line ahead. He took it.